Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm doing a review of something that I've seen pop up on Facebook ads for probably 6 months to a year now, maybe longer. It's called 10%creditspreads.com. It's by a guy called Bouley. So I wrote a quick review after joining the service just a few days ago, and so this is really part one of what will hopefully be a several part series of checking out the service, taking some of the trades. But I thought I'd give you guys a quick insight and looking behind like the dashboard and all this good stuff while we, wait to take some trades next week. So yeah, let's get started. First thing I'd like to say is one place that you might want to join, I'll leave a link in the description, is my Stock Alerts Reviewed Facebook group. There's nearly 7,000 members and we talk about our own personal experiences with these services. So for example, here's a post I did the other day where I'm talking about this review that actually started about the 10% credit spreads. And people are wading in, talking about things. Some guys have been part of this and said it's great. Benjamin's saying I'm in this group, actually posted my own video recap at one point. He's a great guy, it's a great service, adapts to the market. And then we have other people like Lance, who also runs thetatraders.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys haven't heard me talk about this yet. This is a service I help him run. It's similar to the 10% credit spreads, except it's much more extensive. It's a lot different in terms of like the number of different alert services. It's like 10 alert services all in one, but it's still on the sell side thing, so there's still spreads, there's still naked puts, there's lots more options in terms of futures options and things. So I think if you guys like the 10% credit spread stuff, you'll love thetatraders.com, so definitely come and check us out on there. We're actually doing a webinar on Tuesday to go through the whole of 2023 results, so Lance keeps a meticulous spreadsheet of every single result, which is something that is becoming more and more important in this industry, where you basically show all your results and not just like cherry pick the like one or two winning ones, or just show the winning ones and don't show the rest. So if you're interested in that, we're doing a giveaway, so we're actually going to give a lifetime subscription away for free for everybody who attends. Well, for one person that we choose out of everybody that attends on Tuesday. It's a little bit later, it's at 10 p.m. Eastern time, so not the best time, but it's the only time that really kind of fits us. But this will be up afterwards as well. But if you want a chance of winning that lifetime subscription, really you've got to be present on the webinar, because the way we do it is we do like a random number generator and pick somebody who has picked the closest to the number, which we did before, and it was very successful and people seem to enjoy it. So we're going to do that again as we go through all the results for all the different styles of trading that Lance has alerted to members in his thetatraders.com service. So yeah, so this means that basically thetatraders.com and the 10% creditspreads.com are similar in some ways, in that they both have at least one component is credit spreads. And so basically, if you come to the article that I've started to write here, I'll put a link in the description, you can get a 14-day free trial to Austin's spread service, so you can join and see exactly what I'm seeing, and we can kind of go through it together over the next few months. I'm planning to stay on as a member. I'm not planning to just do the free trial and then quit. Planning to continue with the service and keep going and reviewing it over a longer period of time, because that way you really get a real feel for, like, is it a really consistent service or not. The interesting thing is the program is probably best for people who just want like a really simple, straightforward trend following spread strategy, where you're basically only looking for a few percent a month. He calls it 10% credit spreads, and really that might be a bit misleading in some ways, because it's not clear where the 10% comes from, right? Is it 10% per trade? Is it 10% per month? Is it 10% per year? It's kind of weird. So not quite sure what to make of that, because really he says it's more like 2 to 5% a month. And the interesting thing is he uses a proven algo that he came up with and coded. It's pretty simple, but it's still cool, and basically does some trend following stuff. So yeah, let's get going. One thing is that if you come to this article, I've put throughout the article links to guides that Lance and I have come up with together for similar strategies for credit spreads. So you can come and check this one out. It's really good. It gives you a free guide on how to get started with credit spreads. And yeah, definitely check that out. So one thing I do like about Austin, and there's not a whole lot known about Austin, but he basically is very data driven. You can tell he's like a really legitimate trader. He's quite young. Looks like, at least from what I see, in his 20s. Maybe he's just young looking, I don't know. But he seems quite young, which doesn't mean it necessarily is a bad thing. He's had several years of experience. It sounds like he started in 2016 and then ended up losing money for 2 years, like most people do, until he came up with this strategy, which is the 10% credit spread strategy. So he basically, this is him right here. He basically was inspired by Warren Buffett, and I don't think Warren Buffett does credit spreads, but I think everybody's inspired by Warren Buffett at some point in their career. So apparently he started with his parents' money and lost 20% of their funds, so that's never a good thing. So that's about all I could find about him. Seems pretty interesting. He's done some podcasts over the years, and he's very heavily advertising on Facebook, which is where I first came across him. Again, there is this 14-day trial that you can do. When you come to my review page, you can click on that and get a 14-day trial to Austin's services. So now he's claiming that he has strategies on his site that make anything from 10 to 30% per year, with very well-defined risk rewards, which spreads generally do. And the basically core of the whole thing is pretty simple. And so this is where we get into what's behind the paywall, which is right here. So this is my login to the paywall of the 10% credit spread system. And there's some really good stuff, and I've been really impressed with how polished this website is. So there is a Discord community, which is great, because that's where you can get a lot of your alerts from. But there's also this dashboard, which is nice, in addition to the Discord alerts. And I'll show you the Discord in a second as well. So up the top here, you can see we have the O Assistant. Now this is really funny. So this is something where you're like, oh no, something's gone horribly wrong with a trade that I'm in. Maybe it's one of your own. Maybe it's one that he alerted. So you click on here and it's like, how can I help you? I got assigned. My trade is in the money. I need to set stop loss. I'm on a losing streak. And he gives you tips and tricks on how to get through these things, which I thought was quite funny. There's trades tracker thing, which you can track your trades on. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. That's kind of cool. Success path. This is the basically the courses and things and how to get started. So I did the mother course yesterday. It was pretty good. So very beginner friendly, I would say. I think he makes spreads very simple and easy for people. So I've been pretty impressed with that so far. Here is the different strategies. So if you look here, we have 3 main strategies. We have credit spreads, obviously, cash secured puts, where you're just selling puts, and skewed strangles. And so you can go through each one of these and look at the track records and recent alerts. And so let's just look at the spreads. Looks like he just does SPY. And the cool thing is he gives the historical win rate, the annualized expected return, 12%, 66% historical win rate. And he does that for all these different ones. So typically these are one with SPY spreads. So you can see here he has a historical win rate, 72% for his one with spreads. Annualized return of about 30%. Total return since 2019 is 180% for this. And then he has all of them listed out as far back as you want to go. So just whole track record. Now, you can't click on these, I don't think. Doesn't look like it. Now, of course, skeptics could say you could just make up these numbers, you know, but it's kind of cool that he has all this information right here. And you can see the cash secured put stuff as well. One thing I thought was cool is if you click on the see more info stuff, you can actually get basically a step-by-step guide on how to place this trade. So see more info, technical indicator. So the CSTT indicator, this is the proprietary indicator he came up with. It's a combination of 2 moving averages, a short-term and a long-term one, I think, combined. I haven't looked into it fully yet. But it's basically the credit spread trend trading or something like that. Let me see, I always get the acronym messed up here. It's right here. So we go into here. Credit Spreads Trend Trading Indicator. That's the one. And that's it right here. I haven't installed it yet, but the basic idea is very simple. It's if it turns white here, you want to place a trade that benefits if the market goes down, and if it goes blue, you want to place a trade spread where it'll benefit if the market goes up. So that's the trend part of it, right? Pretty simple. So basically the CSTT indicator that I just showed you was bearish on this particular trade. The 200-day moving average was bullish, RSI is bullish, the ADX is bearish, how to place a trade. So he goes through all for beginners, which is really nice, and he even does like a video on it, and he does that for each one, so it's really nice. Very nicely done, I think, for the SPY trades. So it's pretty good. So let's take a look at a trade. So the last trade was this one, which was January 4th, and it was a short play strategy. So basically betting that the market would go down. And how do you do that? Well, if you go to the Discord here, you can see that this was the same trade. So this is a SPY, expires January 12th. It's a call credit spread, meaning he's betting the market is going to go down. It's one width, so you can see it's 477 and 478. And he explains which one to sell, which one to buy, if you don't know, because maybe you're new to spreads. And basically you try and collect 0.2 in credit, and then it decreases over time, and you end up with a win. So you made a 50% win. This is the third, and then this is the fifth. So it was a 2-day trade with this call credit spread on SPY, one width, and basically he made 50% in 2 days, just because the market went down from the third, which is this day when he placed it, and he exited here, so he had this move down. The cool thing is he was so far out the money, the trade was never going to be challenged in those 2 days. It was just so far away because he was selling and buying the strikes way up at the up here sort of level. So of course a quick move down to here, no problem whatsoever. So very safe trade, which is always good to see. So I like that. So that's just a quick look at this one particular trade. It appears on the dashboard, but also in the Discord where you can get the alert as well. And you can see the other SPY trades as well above that. So really, really quite good. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. The indicator is really cool. I still have to put it on my trading view. I'll probably do that and do another video to see like what exactly was shown on here. The thing is, you don't need to, right? Because that's where these trades on the dashboard and Discord are coming from. These are the algo trades. He calls them the CSTT algo alerts. So there's a little bit more to it. There's a couple of other indicators he talks about in his course. So it's not just that one indicator. It's a couple of other things as well included to sort of increase the confluence of the trades. So yeah, pretty cool. Here is the cash secured put stuff. Again, it's SPY. This one was date alerts. So he hasn't done many of them. I mean, it looks like the 27th, so he hasn't done any this year. So I'm not sure if those are working out well. These actually have a higher historical win rate, 91%, 23% annualized return. So they are probably riskier though. So if they go against you, you have to be a bit more diligent in managing them than you do with the credit spreads, in my opinion. Although I'm not a big spread trader overall. They do seem to be pretty profitable. So this is all like superb stuff. I love it. I found that the Discord is fantastic. The emails I've been getting from Austin, you know, automated emails that you get when you join these services have been great too. So like he's actually given out his personal cell phone number if you need any help, which is something I've never really seen before. He does weekly coaching and live trading sessions, which is really good. And he really does seem like the real deal who wants to help people, especially new traders. But I know there's a lot of advanced traders in this program as well, so it's kind of something for everybody. So you can see here the trade alerts. Obviously, Professor Austin is the owner, Austin Bouley, or Bouley, I'm not quite sure how you'd say it. Member alerts, not sure how useful those always are. Trade algo, this is the credit spread thing. So this is just saying if there's anything coming up for different trades. It's the main. So Austin is very active in the Discord, which I like. He responds to everybody. Similar to Lance in thetatraders.com, he's obviously very engaged with his subscribers, which is good. Some charting stuff, off topic, profits. Profit channels are never particularly helpful for me just because it doesn't really tell me much. So it's just for people to feel good about themselves maybe, I don't know. 100 trade challenge. So yeah, not a complicated Discord, which is nice. Keeps it very easy and simple. Tells you a little bit about what's going on here. The rules, typical rules, like no discrimination, don't solicitate other people, all this kind of thing. There's some support, announcement channel. Does a Zoom call like Lance does at Theta Trader. So this seems like a really great guy, and somebody maybe Lance and I want to collaborate with going forward. Get some interviews going or something. Could be a lot of fun. I particularly like the indicator. He did say a few things about the indicator that in one of the trainings. So he has a lot of trainings. I haven't shown you guys that yet. He has a lot of trainings. Maybe they're in here. Let's see. So I should have marked this as... So I did the mother course the other night. Yeah, so he has all these different trainings. So in-depth spreads, all this type of stuff, bullish bearish strategy, proper sizing, stop losses, how to roll a credit spread, how to scale your account, all this stuff. In here somewhere, he does talk about how his special indicator, this line, has helped him avoid downturns in the market. And so that he looked back and he said this would have stopped if he'd been going long with a spread, basically. He would have not been hurt by COVID, for example, when it downturned. And how true that is, and it's hard to say exactly, but I do know that it's not perfect. Nothing can really be perfect, but it's a nice tool to have to add to things. So if you want to trade SPY, one with spreads, this looks like a really good strategy to me. Seems like a really legitimate community, really good overall. And so definitely come and check out my full review. I'm going to take some trades and try and continue to update this like I do with all of my reviews. I think the one bad thing here is you do have to be careful about the one with SPY spread, just that the commissions are so high that really you can only use Webull or Robinhood. Otherwise you end up getting burned with the commissions so much. But my first impressions are really good. I like the fact he has a 14-day free trial, and I know I'll be staying on after that for sure. So here's an example here of the credit spreads trend trading indicator. You'd go long here when it went from white to blue, and you'd go bearish here. So you would change your type of credit spread depending on the indicator. But there is a little bit more to it than that to help even more. The other thing is the indicator has a gray area, which means you can see it kind of, it sort of doesn't look that great so far. You can see the gray here. Apparently that's like a no trade zone because there's no real trend to follow. But to me the trend's still down there, so who knows. So to summarize, really, the 10% credit spreads, the education is fantastic. I've been watching all his videos. Austin seems fantastic and seems like a really legitimate guy. A lot of good information in his videos. I'm not a big spreads person, so I'm learning quite a bit and kind of feeling more comfortable with the different types of spreads. He has various different spread training courses and also cash secured puts. He's even started dabbling in futures, which is what thetatraders.com has been doing a lot more of than he does. So you might want to check out Theta Traders if that's something that interests you. They're a lot more profitable and safe when you use the futures than using SPY. You can use less buying power and stuff as well. So overall, really like it. I think Austin's the real deal. I think if you're new to spread trading, it's quite well priced. There's a 14-day trial and then it's $97 a month after that. So come and check it out. Make sure you sign up through my referral link right here for that 14-day trial. And hopefully I'll have some more updates as I take some of his trades over the next few weeks and let you guys know how it goes. Alright guys, talk soon.